Hello and welcome to another episode of Kickin'IT. I'm with another star once again, and still to come with more stars. I'm with Nkululeko Ndlovu, who's better known as MotionDee. He is a DJ. I'm not really sure if he produces, but we're going to get a lot and we're going to learn a lot from him. Hello and welcome to Kickin'IT.
Hi, Nando. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
very good.
What are you looking forward to on this interview?
I think the most is just to share my experience, share my journey, and then share Nkululeko. Who is Nkululeko, you know? Then we will do that.
I think I should have a Bible here, like court. Which I'll speak the truth and only the truth.
I'll definitely do that. Don't worry.
Okay. You know, usually I start back. I know that you have been into so many events. You've done so much in your DJing career. And, you know, DJing is another stream. And I think a lot of people do not understand how can it be a career or how can one make a living out of it, you know? But first things first, take me back into the first day you started realizing that you're actually good at DJing and you want to do it.
Okay. I think I loved music for as long as I could remember. I remember when I was still around 6-7 years, I used to listen to, I think the guy was Jigeleza back then, on Gwala Gwala FM at night. And I used to listen to this other guy also, Mbuzana on Ikwekwezi. They used to play nice, soulful, deep house. So I would listen like late night, and my mom would be like, "Hey, go to sleep. We're going to church tomorrow." And I'd be like listening to radio until 2:00 in the morning. So I grew up, and then I went to study in Pretoria. So when I was studying in Pretoria, you know, when we were sitting together in the Machita, I would be the one on the computer, virtual DJ and stuff. So I used to make nice mixes. People used to like, "Hey man, make another mix. It's festive, it's Easter's, we want to listen to a mix going down home or anywhere." So from then on, there's a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, Tutugo. So Tutugo bought these CDJs at some point. So me and him started to teach each other, because he had a little bit of background into the whole DJing thing. So I also then went in, we started playing. So then, fast forward, then there's MotionDee. And MotionDee is rocking everywhere.
I think, tell me about the name MotionDee.
Okay.
Very important.
So the name MotionDee, when I started playing, I used to be called D. But when I checked on Facebook and stuff like that, then you would find that there's a lot of D's, you know. There's D's, JD there, what. And then, and a friend of mine, Tutugo, we came together and said like, "Oh man, because there's a song that you like, I just don't remember what it is." But it had the name Motion there inside. So we said, "No man, let's do MotionDee. It sounds very nice and cool." So MotionDee was born.
You spoke about your mother.
Yeah.
Let's get into you personally, like outside music, before we get deep into, you know, the whole music scene. How does your family view you? How are you at home compared to you as MotionDee?
Actually, okay, you know, every child gets naughty once in a while, but I have a very close relationship with my mom. I was raised by a single mother. My dad died, I think, when I was around 14 years. So he was also a very cool guy. So me and my mom are very close. I grew up in church, man. I used to go to Sunday school, and then music, like, I feel like music liked me instead of me liking music. I didn't know how to sing. So when I was in church, the only thing I was able to do now was to play drums. So I used to play drums in church, you know, with the whole
worship
band and the worship and the stuff. So fast forward, then shifting from now playing drums in church to being a DJ, sort of like, and because when you play drums, you also catch on the tempos and all those things. So it's easy now with DJing. It's easy for me to catch tempos and to mix songs. So so I've been like a church guy. My mom like taught me from a very young age, you must know God and all those things. So yeah, I'm a very spiritual guy. I pray a lot. Yeah. So
do you go to church? Nah.
not so much anymore. Not so much anymore. But yeah, man, I'm a church person.
Okay, and tell me about your friends when you were growing up. Your friends also when you went to school.
Yeah.
And your friends now. Like, what is friendship to you, and how has it evolved from then to the friends that you have now?
Okay. The reason I love your question now is because I value friendship, and there's guys that I've been friends with for the longest time. So there's periods in my life where each person would have a significant a role that they played in me becoming the person that I am today. So growing up, I used to have friends. They're still there, just that we're no longer that close anymore, but they're still my friends. There's Mzwandile, Blinky, what high school
friends.
Yeah. So then when I went to tertiary, then I met Untutu. Untutu is one of my best friends because the music journey, also other things, he would tell me things that, what, Mnak, I see you doing this, I see you there. And funny enough, those things we used to talk about, they started happening, we used to talk together, like, we want to travel and then I studied tourism. So I work as a marketing officer for Mpumalanga tourism. So I started now, going somewhere to do workshops and stuff. And then he would call me. I remember I used to tell you, you're going to travel, you're going to do that. So, yeah. So he's one of the most significant friends that I've ever had. He played a very big role in my life. And then now, I have other friends that we met when I came to Nelspruit. They also one of the people where if I have problems, we talk, and then so my pool of friends is quite big, but everyone has their roles that they are playing in my life, So I value friendship very much. Yeah.
I mean, a boy child. There's been a good conversation about a boy child. Are you an emotional person? Do you find yourself crying sometimes, or are you? Tell me about you. As a friend, as a human being, as alone with people, how do they know you? Are you?
Yeah. Sadly, I'm a very emotional person. I would agree. I try to hide it, but it has a way of creeping out sometimes. A lot. Sadly, another thing is that I was born with a sort of like an unstable heart condition. So when I grew up, I used to have a lot of heart palpitations and stuff. So then I was diagnosed with blood pressure at a very young age. So I try not to get emotional all the time, because then my electricity just shoots up very quickly, So, but I am an emotional person. I love talking. I believe that there's a lot we can do with good dialogues, in a relationship, in friendship, everywhere. Instead of us always fighting and doing all those kind of things, it's good, man, to always talk. Tell someone that I don't like this, I like that. Compliment also, I love that. Then
you like compliments or complimenting. You look great.
You look great, So I think I'm that kind of person that we must do that. I think it will help us to be better people, and our society at large will also benefit from us learning how to talk and all those things.
Yeah. We are still at Home In, and you can check them out on your internet, on anywhere, and you'll definitely find them in Nelspruit. It's Home In Guest House in Nelspruit. Like, follow, share, all of that, and also do press the notification button just to make sure that you get to know if we have any other episode coming up. Tell me about your colleagues you're on marketing right now. You just told us that you work for tourism. Also, you're an artist. Tell me about your colleagues and the group of people that you work with. What kind of people are they?
Wow, I think I'm blessed in such a way that my colleagues actually would say, yo, even at work, motion, then when we're serious, but every time they were like, hey man, there's a lady who's one of my managers at work, Usma, would always say, I hear you rocked the set last weekend. there, so they're very nice people. My own manager is a very nice lady. We talk, she asked me out because, she says gigs. Hey, how's your gigs this weekend? I tell you. She says, okay, nice. So, and I remember when I was growing up, I used to think I would want to be an engineer or something. Then,
that's a goal.
Somehow God just saw everything. It's like, no, man, when are you going there? So I feel like my DJing career and my professional career, they link because each one complements the other. When you think of tourism and you think of, there's no way you don't think about entertainment. So sometimes
Obviously. Me
me knowing the entertainment scene helps in marketing the province as a destination. So I feel like I just landed in a very good place.
I totally agree. And I want to know if all your friends, your exes, your past friends, your neighbors would sit in one table, what would they agree on about you?
That I laugh a lot.
I think the viewers are gonna agree to that too.
One thing that everyone would just agree on, I think, is that I not that it's easy sometimes, but I try to always keep calm. That's one thing about me. I try to always keep calm and not to be too much. I think that's just one thing that everyone who tries to be a friend to me would always say that, when I see you playing on stage, I never knew that you are such a very calm soul. So that's me. I'm just relaxed.
What do you do
Super
on
relaxed.
the stage? What do you
Obvious, when you're on the stage, you must take another personality so that people will enjoy, You cannot be there and then you are so calm and stuff. So when you're there, you must take that personality and then people, because the energy must talk,
Let's get into your DJing career as a whole. I'm very interested in a lot of things. DJing to start with has never been something that you grew up to want to be, like you said, and it has never been something that you think you're going to make a living out of it. So how has the challenges around being a DJ and making a living out of it?
Okay, one of the biggest challenges for now is that I think in Nelspruit we still don't take the DJing career so serious. People will still take it as like a side thing. Even club owners, when you talk about DJs, some will be like, and it's funny because then they take DJs from somewhere else very serious, and then local DJs are not taken too serious. But for me, I also started DJing not thinking that I want to make money out of it. But when I started playing and I noticed that people love what I'm doing, then it started growing. And then fast forward today, I'm one of the DJs that people would like to work with around Nelspruit.
He's a must-have. If you have an event, he's a must-have. I see you on a lot of posters. Before I even met you, I would see you popping every now and then. There are other DJs that are doing very well as well. What do you think is the problem? Do you think you're all given enough chances, or maybe do you think there's something that they're not doing that you probably did to get yourself to where you are today?
I think one of the best things that I've ever done was to loosen up. I always tell guys, if you're a DJ, loosen up. Yes, we have genres that we all love. I started popping out on a strict level, strict basis. I'm a deep house DJ, soulful DJ. So, but the market doesn't really talk too much to your deep house and your soulful house these days. They talks a lot about Amapiano. And the reason why I love Amapiano is that it's original. It's a South African genre, pure South African, and it's a vibe. I'm telling you now, if a car passes here and you hear that tung, 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 you knock a bit, that's because that's why I love amapiano, but not just amapiano, you know, everything else. I feel like you must just play what people want to hear. You would go to a place and then maybe it's early and then you put one song and then you can hear these people actually now connecting with your vibe. So you continue with that vibe. Sometimes you go to another place and then you play a song, then you can hear, no, okay, this is the vibe. So I feel like all DJs must try to adapt, you know. Don't be like, you know, stuck up to, you know, Miname die hard house fan or something. So loosen up and then you will see things will start happening. You know, people want someone who will bring fun. They are paying for fun, so give them fun.
And in your DJing career, where have you been and you felt like, yo, whatever I try, these people are not feeling me. They're not vibing. They do not want me.
You know, I remember one day, it was a Sunday at Coyotes, and then I think we were still trying to grow the Sundays there. So I played a set, but I could feel that, you know, I'm trying to go down and it doesn't really go in. I'm trying to go up and it still doesn't go in. So I ended up being confused. I played everything. That was a very horrible set, you know? That was a very horrible set. But yeah, I think all of us have that, you know. It's not always going to be very nice. Sometimes you have those days. So you just get over it and then next time you just do better.
And what is that one event where you were like, I was the man of the match?
I remember there was a music garden. It was underground there at the basement at Mpumalanga Stadium. Yo, man, I played I think for 2 hours there, and then it was crazy. I think most people after that event, everyone was like, Motion, yo, I want you to come to my event. Like, I want you to come to my event. So that was like one of the best sets I've ever played. Yeah.
You've ever played. I mean, you've been to so many events. And wow. And another thing that I would like to know is that, do you ever cheat, like maybe record a preset and get there and act like you're, you know how artists would like not sing?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No. I've never done that. I don't know, because one thing I'm scared of pre-recorded sets or pre-arranged sets. Because this sometimes you pre-arrange a set that I'm going to play this song. Then sometimes you get there and then people are just on a different vibe that day. So you end up getting confused. So Mina, I just go prepare my music. I know I have this song on my playlist. I have this song. Then I just play. And then people will enjoy.
Do you play the similar sets? Like go to you played the set here and you're going to play another place.
One thing that I'm proud of is that I research music. So I try, though there's gonna be a certain scenarios on my set where people will be like, okay, he played something like this last week, but I try to get in 2 or 3 new songs every time I play. Every time.
You're one of the people that are very recognized around Nelspruit. You chill with a lot of connections, a lot of people that know people. Yeah. You're also part of the government. So I think you'd be the right person to ask this question. Yeah. I mean, how can we best put other people on your kind of level? How can we best help upcomings infiltrate and get gigs like you do?
I think what we need to do is that I believe there's good DJs around. They just don't have the platform to showcase their skills and things that they can do. So I personally think we need more platforms from the government and also from the club owners and stuff, so that we get to hear new talent and all those things. Because now it's gonna be boring if we're always going to hear emotion. Like, I'm not saying, but it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be boring. Something, you need something fresh, So I believe these young guys, they just deserve to get something. Probably if we can do open sets sometimes, to call 2 or 3 to come and play, and then we get to hear what they have to offer. And then also the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture must try to be innovative, come up with ways that we can get not only with DJs. I think there's nice singers out there. They are lacking the platform. There's nice maybe instrumentalists that are lacking the platform. So we need such things. We need such things. Yeah.
I mean, we're under a pandemic.
Yeah.
COVID-19. As a DJ, it must have been, hell. It must have been hell. How did you survive out of it?
Wow. Hey, COVID, man. I feel like COVID was just sent by the devil to mess up everything. Because everything just stopped. One day we were all having fun, and then the next day everything just stopped. So I tried to do things. I tried to do mixtapes, though they were not bringing me any money on my side, but it was just to keep me there. So that people always know that okay, whenever things start popping again, Motion will come out, and then this is what he's going to do. So I tried to do that. I tried to have mixtapes. We had I remember there was a few sessions we had around Nelspruit where we were doing live sets. So that was basically what I did, but it was very tough. I don't want to lie, it was very tough. Yeah.
We have one of the biggest DJs. I mean, Black Coffee's big, playing on every event internationally. Who do you look up to? I mean, when it comes to DJs, where do you want to see yourself? Which is that one event that you say, if I can be in that stage one day?
Yeah, wow. So, the one guy that I grew up listening to, even to this day, I still listen to him, Upravini, Rotman, Rotman, I grew up listening to him. Till today, I think I have all his collection, like from Vinny 1 until I think he ended up to, I think it was session 9, somewhere there. So I grew up listening to him. I love his music. I still love it to this day. I used to love a lot of Glenn Lewis, a lot of Christos, So, but now since the game has changed, now there's there's a new genre and stuff. I would give it to Kabza. He's amazing. He's amazing. His production, like, it's so different. Today you can hear him produce something classic, and then tomorrow he can produce something that will bring their whole house down. So for now, I would give it to him. He's got his game,
I think we should go into the game because time is not on our side. I was still thinking, which game can I play with you?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, because we didn't talk much about girls, I mean, we don't know that side.
Yeah.
We could check a few celebrities, and you say marry, you say date, or just pass.
Okay.
Let's go thick.
Okay.
Mini Dlamini.
Mini Dlamini. I would date.
Date.
Yeah.
Another thick. Let's go Boiti.
Date.
Faith.
Faith Nketsi. Date.
Okay. Bonang.
Pass.
Paltusi.
Peltusi. Date.
Who else do I think?
There's one lady I'm thinking you'll mention.
Who's that lady?
Okay, Nomza Mumbata is like that is like my crush. That one is definitely I'm married.
You probably married in another world. From how you say.
Nomzamo is like
So any local female DJs that you think is gonna go as far as your DJs in there, because it's a big industry with very less female, and we do have a couple of female DJs.
I think Zoe is very good. I love her personality also. No Tricks is also very good. So those are the two best picks I would say are from around. They have a lot of potential. I think they would go very far. They would go really far. Yeah.
They'll go very far.
Yeah, they would go very far.
Do you have any Instagram crush?
Instagram crush. There was one.
Are you a stalker? Do you stalk people?
Not really. I don't really stalk. I just like a lot. When I see a picture and then I like and then I like and then But I don't do it anymore. It got me into trouble once, so I try not to like too much now.
Sometimes you like it, but you're like, I'm gonna keep it.
No, I don't keep them. I try not to
Do you
keep
have
them.
any weird DMs?
Okay, wow. I remember one time there's this girl who used to like send me DMs. She was like she would mix my pictures on Facebook and say we're dating. And because I was like always laughing and stuff. So I remember it one day she said, I think this is going to get me into trouble, so I'm just gonna leave this guy alone. It's not gonna work out. So I was like, hey man,
What was working out? How do you feel about girls shooting their shots?
No, I think
On you.
now we live in a very open society. So if you want someone, go for him, or if you also want someone, go for her.
How do you respond?
If you like her, you just say, oh, nice. Maybe go on a date or something. So, but it's still a bit weird because you really don't know what to say when someone says, hey, I like you. So just smile and say, oh, wow, nice, thank you. But it's very crazy.
So are you saying you can DM, you might get a date?
Yeah, probably. So right now, chances are 50-50. Chances are 50-50.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Kicking It. Man, it was so nice having you right here.
Thank you very
do
much.
laugh a lot. And I laugh a lot too.
Yeah,
so it's like laughing all the way.
Laughing disorder, yeah.
So do subscribe, like, share, do searches on all social media platforms. And also, where do we find you on social media platforms? And also, I think it's very important to know if are you going to release anything? DJs produce anything?
I have a few stuff that is there on iTunes. They must just check for MotionDee. There's a project I did with Keedphonik, one of my boys from Elukwatini. So it was called Once Upon a Time in Skomville. 3 tracks, nice. They can check it out. And then on social media, MotionDee on Instagram, at MotionDee SA on Twitter, and then Nkululeko Ndlovu at MotionDee on Facebook.
On Facebook. Yeah. Do that, and also do follow, share the place that we are in. Do you like it?
Very nice.
Very nice. It is Home In. Do check them in on Facebook, check them in on Instagram, on all social media platforms, and also do use the contact details to call and find out if you can secure your time as well. From me, Unontobeko Matebula, it's always been amazing. I'm out.